everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and what are we doing? Yeah, we're doing a Dominaria single-stage competitive sealed league. Usually, you know me, I do drafts, but they've started with sealed events first. So why don't we look at our rares? This is how most people do their sealed pools. They take a look at their rares. Let's see what we got. 4 mana 7/7 trample, enters the battlefield tapped, doesn't untap during your untap step, and whenever you cast a historic spell, which are artifacts, legendaries, and sagas, you untap it. So, seems definitely playable if we end up with enough legends. I don't see why not, or obviously artifacts and sagas and all that. Okay, Temporal Sundering, so we have to have a legendary permanent, but you get an extra turn, and you get to bounce a non-land permanent. That's pretty strong. Hinterland Harbor could be good. I mean, typically you don't like to get these in your sealed pool. You'd prefer things that are a little more proactive, but if we want to play some multicolor shenanigans, it could be good. We've got Ariel, Knight of Windgrace. 4 mana 4/4 vigilance. You get to make knights, and you get to tap knights and destroy. Yeah, this card happens to just be insane. And then we have Benalish Marshal, which is also very good. 3 mana 3/3, but it buffs your other creatures. So I'm already, just based on our rares, and what's the Cabal Stronghold do? Tap to add black, or 3 and tap, add a black for each basic you control. Okay, that's pretty good too. Now let's sort by color. Let's see what we have there. Okay, so white first. Healing Grace. I think this card might actually be pretty good. You gain life, which is good, and then you get to prevent damage by a source of your choice to any target. So not bad. Pretty versatile. Not insane, but certainly playable. Tragic Poet. So if we end up with some enchantments, this could be good. Got a couple of those. We got Gideon's Reproach, which is definitely good. So I guess we can put in things that we could play in white. Just to take a little peek-see here. Okay. What's the Knight of New Benalia do? 2 mana 3/1. Yeah, seems playable. Like I said, the Poets could be playable too. We could put them in, see if we have the things to support it. So 2 mana 1/1 flying first strike. Whenever you cast a historic spell, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. So only until end of turn, but still seems fine. And Denitha, Capuchin Paragon, 3 mana 2/2 first strike, vigilance, lifelink, or an equipment spells you cost 1 less. That's cool. Even without the or an equipment spells, 3 mana 2/2 first strike, vigilance, lifelink is a very nice ability set. So I like that. Dub. A little bit dangerous, but it's one of the auras for our Tragic Poet, so I suppose. Invoke the Divine. Destroy an artifact or enchantment, gain 4 life. It's more of a sideboard card, but we have a couple of those. Pegasus Courser. I like this card a lot, actually. Wait, another, yeah. So it just kind of lets you evade in. Obviously, the Marshal is good. Call the Cavalry. So this card I actually like quite a bit, too, and we have 2 of those. It's 4 mana, put 4 power on the board, and they have vigilance, which is nice. Quend, Pride Ephemeref. 4 mana 2/2 double strike. Creatures you control with first strike have double strike. So that makes Dub better. This gets double strike. And then the Denitha would have double strike as well. So I like it. Seems playable. On Sarah's Wings, here's another aura, a legendary one. 4 mana, enchant creature is legendary, gets +1/+1, flying, vigilance, and lifelink. Well, I like that too. So, white seems pretty good. Most of the things in fact, I would argue, I guess all the things we have are at least playable. I probably would not jam double Tragic Poet in this deck just for an On Sarah's Wings and whatever our other one is. But yeah, so far, I'm digging white. Let's take a look at blue. Let's see what we got. Opt is definitely playable. Rescue, return target permanent you control. More of a sideboard card. Unless you have just a ton of enter the battlefield effects. Alright, Tetsuko Amazu. So 2 mana, 1/3. Creatures you control with power or toughness 1 or less can't be blocked. I like this card, actually. I mean, if you think about it, this card works really well with those. Where are they now? The 2 mana 3/1s that we just looked at in white. Because technically it makes those guys, or those ladies, unblockable as well, which is cool. So I like it. Academy Drake, 3 mana 2/2 flyer. If it's kicked, it's a 4/4. So I think the kicker cards like this are pretty good. They're kind of weak on both sides, either a 3-mana 2/2 flyer, which is only okay, or a 7-mana 4/4 flyer, which is really not that good. So both sides are not that good, but it turns out having the versatility is pretty versatile, and having the versatility is versatile. Having the versatility is good, so I like it. Deep Freeze, base power toughness 0/4 defender, lose all their abilities, and as a wall. Playable, not great, but turns off a bomb, and if you're flying over top, I don't see why not. Especially given with our white, we've got the Courser, so it's like 3 mana, take care of something, and then just fly right over top of it. So Divination is definitely playable too. Wizard's Retort, counter a spell, potentially the old school counter if you have a wizard, which I assume we're going to end up with a few somewhere, although admittedly we don't have any yet. Cold Water Snapper. I like this card a lot, actually. 4/5 hexproof. Syncopate is certainly playable. And then, yep, the Sundering, which we took a look at. Homerid Explorer. 4-mana 3/3, enters battlefield, mill 4 to somebody. Playable, not great. Alright, so blue's looking decent. So far, I like the white more, but blue's got some goodies in it, too. Let's take a look at black. Alright. Divest. Oh, I suppose I should probably put up the preview. Forgive me. It's up now, so you can see it. Target player reveals their hand. You choose an artifact card, creature card from a player discards that card. Playable. Don't need to main deck it necessarily, but you can. This card's cool. I would say it's even better in sealed because making your opponent discard is pretty big, and it's a wizard, so it works with any wizard synergies. But yeah. Typically in sealed, people are playing higher end stuff, so I could see that being good. Knight of Malice is certainly good. 2-mana 2/2 first strike, excellent. They control a white permanent, 3/2 first strike, which is insane, and hexproof from white on top of that. All those things add up to be really good. And we have 2 of them to boot? Wow. Black is looking good. Alright, so we have 1 rat colony. I don't think that's going to happen. Vicious Offering, yep. 2/2 or 5/5 if you sack a creature. Certainly playable. Drudge Sentinel. I actually like this card. Indestructible is nothing to scoff at, especially in sealed. Whenever you cast a historic spell, deals 2 damage to each opponent. So currently we don't have any sagas or legends in black as of now, but I'm sure we can find some. We have 3 of these paladins, so if we could make them work, it's kind of a cool little strategy. Chainer. Oh, here's a saga. What do you know? So 2 damage to each opponent. You gain 2 life for the first 2, and then you create a nightmare horror creature, but you have to lose half your life, which is tough. But I still think I like it. And then we have Dark Bargain. Well, Change Torment's also, I guess, kind of cool with the Tragic Poets. Get it back. The problem is it doesn't really deal with anything. At least for 3 turns, but could be cool. Might be worth a try. Double Eviscerate is good. Alright, our black is looking real solid. Final Parting, too. Let's see. Okay, this card's only okay. Not that great. Thallid Omnivore. 4-mana 3/3 second of the creature gets +2/+2. And gain some life. It's Sapperling. Playable. Certainly playable. We'll consider it. Dark Bargain. Top 3 cards of your library, 2 in your hand, other in your graveyard, deals 2 damage to you. Seems fine. It's no, I'd rather have like a Sign in Blood, but it's playable. Alright, definitely digging our black. Double Knight of Malice, double Eviscerate alone is pretty nice. Let's take a look at red. So we have this, which is playable. We have Skirk Prospector. Not that exciting. Frenzied Rage, +2/+1 and Menace. Playable, but not exciting. Get to Journey Mage. I like this card. Definitely good. If you got a little solid wizard theme going, could be something. Goblin Barrage, 4 damage to a creature, and if you sack a goblin or an artifact, deals to a player or planeswalker too. Yeah, that seems good. Rampaging Cyclops. At least it's a good blocker, but other than that, it's not busted. Keldon Raider. What are you? 4 mana, 4/3. Actually, I like this card a lot. This card is really good. Fiery Intervention. Yeah, definitely good. Not an instant, but certainly playable. All right, unfortunately, red, not deep enough. So I don't think that's going to happen. Put that away. And then we'll look at our green. So we have Adventurous Impulse. Look at the top 3, reveal a creature or land. Put the rest on the bottom. Oh, put 1 in your hand. You may reveal a creature or land. Yeah, put it in your hand. Not that great. Probably don't want to play it. +1/+1 on target creature. Creature gains reach until end of turn. Yeah, it's playable. Certainly. Destroy an artifact or enchantment. Put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. More of a sideboard card. Fungal Plots. Creature card from your graveyard. Create a sapling. Sack 2 saplings. Gain 2 life and draw a card. I actually like this card. It seems pretty good. I don't know if I'd want to play it in multiples, but it's kind of cool. Sapling Migration. So you create more saplings, and if it was kicked, create 4. That's cool. And then Song of... Ooh. So until your next turn, all your dudes can ramp. And then put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control, and then gain Vigilance, Trample, and Indestructible. I like this card a lot. Grow from the Ashes. Search your library for a basic land, put it on the battlefield, shuffle your library. Spells kicked. Search your library for 2 basic lands, put them on the battlefield. Yeah, I mean, it ramps, it fixes. I don't see any problem with this. That's certainly a playable card. So we'll put those in there. And then we have a Baloth Gorger, which I like. 4 mana, 4/4 is good. 8 mana, 7/7 is less exciting, but still good. And Primordial Worm, 6 mana, 7/6, definitely. Once again, it would appear we do not have enough green, I think, for a super solid pool. So it looks like we are going to end up likely doing the old black-white plan, which makes Aerial a lot better. And honestly, it seemed like black and white was our best pool anyway. So let's see what the Wrath Capation Ship's Mage does. 4 mana, 3/3, flash flying. You may cast historic spells as though they had flash. That's pretty good, actually. It's quite good. I don't know if we can splash for it. We didn't really look at our artifacts, did we? I suppose we should probably do that. Equipped creature has this creature deals 1 damage to target player or planeswalker. If it's a wizard, deals 2 to that player or planeswalker instead. It's kind of cool. How much does it cost to equip, though? It's a little bit clunky. Little clunks McGrunks over here. How about Sparring Construct? When it dies, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Playable. Got a Shield of the Realm. Source would deal damage to equipped creature, prevent 2 of that damage. That's kind of good, actually, I think. Aether Glider, 3 mana, 2/1. So it's just a flyer that can't block. Nothing too special. This ramps. Juggernaut is usually playable. It's not a ton of times that I wouldn't want to play a 4 mana, 5/3 that can't be blocked by walls. Then Traxos. So we can take a look. I don't think that we have enough historic stuff to make that work, but we'll take a look. And then Guardians of Koilos. 5 mana, 4/4, enters the battlefield, return another target historic permanent you control to its owner's hand. We'll consider that. Alright, and then I don't think we're going to do the Cabal Stronghold, though. We're going to have our mana split, so this is more of a mono black card. And then, yeah, so that's, what's this Elviran Void do again? Enter the battlefield, scry 1. If we're not super color intensive, I could consider that. And then that's about it. So, alright, let's bring in those white cards again that we want to play. So, we'll bring in this, and the Poets, and the Call of the Cavalries. And then we'll do Quindi, Danitha, Dub, the Coursers, Marshall, On Sarah's Wings, the Knights, a Disciple, Reproach. Okay. And then we're going to do... We'll take a look. We have a lot of 4-drops now. I don't know if that's a huge deal, though, because we're probably just going to play 17 lands and not mind too much if our curve's a little bit high, but let's take a look at the cool stuff. I'm gonna try this out. I think it's cool. Definitely doing this. Let's get our eviscerates in there. So we are certainly 4-drop heavy. I like the witches. I think they're good. I definitely think they're good. Dark bargain. I like card advantage, but we might have a problem with that. And then the Thallid Omnivore and okay, so we're already rocking 34 cards, which is a lot. I guess one is a land that we're considering playing. I guess we probably won't play it with triple white. It seems unnecessary. So we probably do have enough historic stuff where I could play the Guardians. How much of our historic stuff has enter the battlefield effects? So honestly, it doesn't seem like we have a ton. Like you can reset your aura. You can't do too much with it in here. I mean, it's kind of cool with like your enchantments. You could reset a torment to get it back, but not really feeling feeling the Guardians. Ariel is just really, really good in here. We have a lot of knights. If not a lot of knights, at least we have a few knights. I mean, we have 4, 5, 6, 7 if you include this, but it has to tap itself, so I guess that doesn't work. I don't know if I want to do Traxos. We'll do a count. We'll figure it out. This brings knights in too. Ariel's going to be real fun in this deck. This is a knight. We just have knights for days. These are knights. Wow. That's cool. I don't know if we're going to do the Dark Bargain. I'm just trying to cut back on 4-drops here. We have 21 creatures too. I mean, if we top out at 4, it's not that scary, I suppose. But I can probably afford to cut some creatures. Maybe we cut the Drudge Sentinel. How many auras do I have for Tragic Poet? I guess that's a question too. We have, these are sorceries. So we have 1, 2, I thought we had a white one too, but maybe we got a blue one or something. I'm not sure. Yeah. I forget. We had another one too. So currently only have 2, 3. We probably don't have enough to justify that, which means we might even want to cut the dub too. It does make a knight for Ariel. I'm not sure Ariel needs help though, and we're kind of looking for cuts anyway. It doesn't give enough advantage in my mind. So we could probably afford to cut these 3. Probably cut the Drudge Sentinel too. I can do the Healing Grace. I don't know if we have to. We can easily cut creatures in here because Call the Cavalry is just creatures too. A lot of 4-drops. Let's do a count for Traxos. So all historic. So artifacts, legends, sagas. So let's do a count here. We have this is a saga, right? So that's 1. This is a legend. That's 2. Let's find some more legends here. It's 3, 4, 5. Only 5. 5 is probably not enough to justify Traxos, nor is it even enough to justify the Cabal Paladins, really. Even if I cut all these, we still have a lot of creatures. It kind of just brings us to a perfect point here, since we'll still have about 16 creatures, including the Call the Cavalry. 17, I guess, if you count Chainer's Torment. Too bad the Nightmare Horror doesn't fly, but that's alright. And then, fairly low curve. good amount of removal. Double Eviscerate, Gideon's Reproach, Vicious Offering. Healing Grace, I guess, is a combat trick. Some Knight of Malices. Caligo Skin Witches, just for getting rid of my opponent's hand. Pegasus Coursers to fly over. This deck's pretty sweet. I don't have any equipment cards that are impressive, right? I guess we could get another flyer, but I don't think that's necessary. Basically just the Sorcerer's Wand. So I don't think we have enough goodies to play Traxos, but this deck looks sweet. I like it. So, alright. Playing a little black-white knight deck. Black-white knight. And we have more white than black, so I guess we'll probably just do a little 9-8 split, since we will be needing triple white at some point. I guess we only need single black. Well, we kind of need double black for these, because we're probably going to cast those at 6. Alright, I think we'll do 9-8. So here you have it. My first deck in Dominaria. And it is Black White Knights. We'll see you round 1.